Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Esteemed Gentleman podcast for Monday, May 2nd. I'm your host, Scott Labrie, and joined alongside me, we have all day Eric Deshane.
Yeah, hello.
How's it going today, man?
Great. How are you?
Good. How was your weekend?
Good. Very low key. Didn't do much. Just stayed here all weekend and took it easy. And yeah, so
I had a
good.
very similar weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Barely played any video games, watched a couple episodes out of range, but I napped lots this weekend and just browsed YouTube for the most part.
Yeah, well, same. All week I was sick on Tuesday, and then all week I felt like just groggy and just didn't feel good. So this weekend I'm like, well, screw it. Nothing's planned. I know the next few weeks coming, I have something booked like every other weekend. So I'm like, well, at least I have one weekend where I just relax and just decompress. It was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Right on. No Uncle Teabag, no Tyler Son today. He is out in camp and he's working hard, working late. And who knows how much we'll see of him this week.
Yeah, it could be iffy with the schedule now.
Yeah, so we were possibly going to maybe bank one on Thursday, but then he had to bring up his girlfriend Carly to Lloydminster. Or bring down, I guess they're going south. Whatever.
A little bit. Most
do you see that? Like,
I all the time.
Doesn't matter which way you're going.
I say going down. We're always going to go see him. Go down. Go see them. But
Right.
But either or. I don't care.
Did you say we're going up to Edmonton?
We're going up to Edmonton, but yeah, we're not. We're going down. So yeah, up to the city, but no, we don't. To the city.
Yeah. So we didn't do anything Thursday, so we didn't have a traditional podcast Friday, but we did our finally released our EWF Rumble video, and it was a mega hit. A lot of people enjoyed it, which I'm happy.
I loved it.
It took a lot of work.
That was a lot of work. Yeah,
but might be doing more stuff with that wrestling video game. We'll see. We'll see. But it is Monday, the first Monday of May. Hard to believe it's May already.
Already, yeah.
Yeah, and
it's already summer right away here. Next thing you know, it'll be gone right away.
Yeah, we got a couple. Well, at least 1 + 20 day I saw this week, which is
nice to have.
Awesome.
Yeah,
go to the lake lot here pretty soon. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But Ask Us Anything Monday, where we answer your questions, and we got a few questions. So we might dip into the Ask Reddit subreddit for some more, possibly. We'll see how it goes.
Always good to go there, yeah.
Yeah, but our first one here is from Keith. He says, do you guys have a favorite side-scroller video game? Growing up, I loved the Earthworm Jim games, but as an adult, I found Dead Cells a few years back and consistently pick it up as a time killer. Dead Cells is a good game.
Yeah, I mean, that was my bread and butter because I never had a Nintendo console, but I had emulators growing up, right? So side scrollers were SNES, Super Nintendo days was like my thing, right? And Earthworm Jim, yeah, that was one of them on the Sega Genesis for sure. But probably my favorite one, I think I put a lot of was either, I mean, I guess we call it a side scroller, but it'd be Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo. Okay. I mean, this is top down, but it's still 2D. But if you want to be more specific, I guess Super Metroid probably be the one I sunk the most amount of hours into. I think I wrapped that one like 4 times, once with 100% completion, and it's that game has a special place in my heart. So
right,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mario's technically side scroller.
Technically, yes. The older ones, yes. The newer ones, it's still iffy, I'd say, but definitely the old ones too as well. That or Sonic as well. Sonic 2 especially as well. Yeah, that's a classic for sure. Yeah. And now I just recently picked up I guess it's technically a side scroller, Hades. It's
like another top down kind of thing.
Top down kinda, yeah, but it's very, the asymmetric view, right? And I'm loving it right now. I haven't beaten the first boss yet, that wicked little succubus there still, but like I don't mind like losing and just keep going and going.
Just wait till you get the third mouse, man.
I know it's
just ridiculous.
It is a climb and a half to get through these bosses, but I love the look of it. The aesthetics of that game is beautiful. The soundtrack, how it plays, it's such a great game. And Dead Cells is one on my list too. I really want to pick up and try because I've heard nothing but great things of that one.
Have you unlocked the spear or whatever in Hades yet?
No, I just only have 3 weapons: the bow, the sword, and
The shield.
shield. Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Only that's it so far. Yeah.
the spear is one of my
Hmm.
favorite.
I've heard that.
It's
That's
pretty badass.
I'm liking the sword though. I don't mind it. Like I
Sword's
like
not
how
bad.
it plays. I tried the bow. I'm like, I don't like sitting still and shooting. I'd rather just move around and shoot and fight. Right. So yeah.
Yeah, you have to use
Yeah.
that like the triangle on the bow a lot to like take this little
Hmm.
scatter one, like a shotgun blast. But anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, more like back in my day,
Yeah.
back
Boomer.
when I was a kid. Yeah, I guess Mario, but that's not. It's more of a platform. Like I guess it is side scrolling, but
Yeah.
it's a platformer and not the
Mhm.
same as
Well,
Dead
Mario
Cells or
on like the 64 or Mario.
no, like yeah, like I think we had Mario Super Mario World for Game Boy Advance. That's
Oh,
when I
Advance.
yeah.
That's the same thing. It's a Super
Uh,
Nintendo game on the Game Boy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um but more recently, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, a game called Rogue Legacy came out for Steam and
Mm,
PS5 or PS4 I should say. Might
never
even
heard
be
of those.
PS3 actually. Um but the sequel just launched a couple weeks ago, I think. But yeah, it's a rogue light game.
Oh, it looks like
Um
oh, what's that one?
Kind of like
Not
Castlevania-ish.
Castlevania. It's like that one where the suit of armor, guy with the suit of armor,
Oh,
ghosts and goblins
yeah,
or
yeah.
ghouls and whatever. Yeah, ghouls and goblins, whatever it was. Looks like that. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of
Looks,
similar.
yeah.
Yeah, it's more closer to Castlevania than I think that,
Hmm.
but like because
Hmm.
you can pick up different magic weapons and stuff, and they'll do
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
couple things. But essentially, the way it worked, it was you would go into a castle, a haunted castle or something like that, and you're trying to make it through all the bosses to the very end. And
Hmm.
every time you died, it would essentially be your next in line that would come be
Oh,
the thing. So um
you go through generations.
yeah, and every generation would have like a weird trait or something like that. Like
Oh.
one would be like I don't know, like glaucoma or something like that, where it's like
Mhm.
doesn't see too well. So like sometimes like the screen would be like kind of dark around the edges and stuff like that as you're playing and stuff like that.
Oh,
Or it'd
okay.
be like, oh, this person's really tall, so your character model's like really big, so it's like you can get hit easier, but you'll deal more damage, and like a bunch of different other ways too. So this is a fun game. Like
Clever twist
it
on
was
that.
simple, but like also had like a lot of depth to it too. So
Very, very good twist in that simple like roguelike like archetype where like, well, how do you, if you keep dying, how do you keep doing it over and over,
mm-hmm.
right? So that's an easy explanation. And is that one of those games where you can keep traits too as well with your players? Like would they like the one, or is it random every time no
The
matter what?
traits would be random, but you can like upgrade like health and armor and like get
Okay.
new weapons as you go along. So you like progressively get stronger the more and more you play.
Okay.
But like there would be like certain times where you like it generates three new people, and some will have like different classes like warrior, mage. Like there'd be I think there's a shinobi class too or something like that.
Do you
So you
pick
pick
one?
those ones, but then
Okay.
they would also have traits too. So you'd be like, well, I like playing warrior, but this guy's got the one where he has low health or something. So I'm not gonna pick him or something.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool.
That's very cool. Yeah, I saw that on Steam already that day. I'm like, oh, this looks different, but yeah, now knowing about it, like, I might have to give it a try. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Um.
nowadays, like roguelites, side scrollers are a dime a dozen. Like
Yeah.
there's tons of them around, right? So to find a good one is a tough one, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Um. Next question here.
Hmm.
From Erin. She asked, "What do you want your funeral to be like?"
Oh God. Uh, oddly enough, I thought about this the other too as well. This coming back from one with a family member a few weeks ago. It's
Hmm.
like, well, what do I want? What would I want at my funeral? It's like honestly, I really don't care because I'm not there anymore, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be like, ah, fuck, just throw a party, have some beers, and just go visit all day. I don't care. That's all I'd want.
See, people say that it's like I want people to
Yeah.
be having fun times. Like nobody's gonna have a fun
Mm.
time. You're fucking dead.
Oh, they'll
They're
mourn.
sad.
Yeah, they're dead. Let them mourn. Like, yeah, it's everyone. It's everyone dies. Everyone goes through this stuff. So it's
Yeah.
we each everyone gets a funeral. It's everyone all bound to have it, right? So everyone has one. So it's just get over it
Maybe you
and
can
just
like have like
go.
go to the hall or something like that. Like get like
Yeah.
Flat Lake Hall or something. You go out
That's
there for the
often how with my extended family. That's what happens. Is like, yeah, no, we had rented out the hall afterwards.
yeah.
In Tenina, the church is only like down the road to the
Mm-hmm.
hall, and the hall's booked up usually for a gathering afterwards too, as well as supper too, as well, and
Yeah.
bread, beef, and the bun kind of thing. They're there all day, and
But you got
then
like two. You have two things going on. You have like,
oh
I mean,
yeah,
depending on the weather, of course, but
mm-hmm,
you have like
mm-hmm,
barbecue outside or something for people who want to
mm-hmm.
like
Yeah,
be
like
more a
I've
celebration of life, and then mourners in the you go
because
inside.
with our family, like, yeah, we're large, so for us to get together and gather, it's like, yeah, it needs a bit of an event to do that. You need to feed a lot of mouths, right? So,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Just make it short.
hmm,
Don't inconvenience people too
yeah,
much. That'd be my funeral.
yeah.
I don't know. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do to.
Do what you feel I would want, because I really don't care because I'm not there. So
Yeah.
it's like, whatever. Yeah.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's about me, but it's not about me. You guys
Mm-hmm.
mourn how you want to mourn.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Next one, Nicole. Do you think someone at Disney seems to have mommy issues? It seems to be a theme recently. She just recently watched Turning Red and Encanto, apparently.
What's the second one?
Encanto?
Encanto. Oh yeah,
It's
that's
got
the
all the
Mexican. That's
songs.
the Mexican one. Yes. We don't talk about Carlo or whatever it is. Yeah.
I don't know if it's
Yes.
exactly Mexican, but it's yes.
It's that, I'm sure, or
Spanish
something like
culture
that.
for sure.
Spanish culture, sure. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I mean, they've always had a thing with wicked stepmothers, though. That's
Mm-hmm.
it's always been Disney. But I don't know if this is a theme. It's just an easy narrative to write.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, yeah, I think that's why it's just really easy to, because you have to, in order to make drama, you have to introduce conflict, and
Excuse me.
what's an easier conflict than a mother figure who isn't a motherly figure? So it's an easy one to write for.
And then she said, "Name one Disney movie. Name one Disney movie with daddy issues." I bet you can't. What's that movie? It's not really daddy issues, but like
Little Mermaid.
Inside Out, maybe they're getting like a divorce or shit.
Yeah, Little Mermaid. The whole reason why she, well, not the whole reason, but like why the reason why she does go to,
Because her
what's her
daddy's like
name? Because
overprotective.
dad's, yeah, exactly. It's like, no, none of that, and she's this rebellious
Mm,
teenager, and it's because of the dad, really.
I got
What
something there.
else? Yeah. Lion King. It's not an issue, but it revolves around the dad.
True.
Like, it's, yeah.
Uncle issue.
Yeah, I mean
I don't know.
that's a Shakespeare, but in a way, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's no, it's not as popular for sure as the Wicked Stepmother, but yeah.
Toy Story. I don't know.
That's
His
more.
dad's not there, so but
That's more. I hate the creator or fuck the creator kind of thing. I don't know. Yeah.
who knows?
Hmm.
Hey, Star Wars.
Oh hell yeah, that is, yeah. First three, there's no daddy. Second one, they find out they have a daddy, and third one, there's no
No
daddy
dad
again.
again.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's simple, I guess. Yeah,
Wait a second, these movies are really the same.
they're all the same,
What's going
motherfucker.
on?
Yeah.
I came up with this question.
Mhm.
Would you fly to a different city to watch a sports event?
Absolutely, I would love
Yeah.
to go to. Well, I want to go to Toronto and watch the Blue Jays play. I like that, but
Mm-hmm.
I have family and friends who flew down to like other cities in the states and watched. Like my brother flew down to Wisconsin and watched the Jays play there, and it was awesome. Like it was
Yeah.
way cheaper than flying into Toronto and back and staying in Toronto than it was to fly there, watch, stay there for 4 days and fly back.
That was
It's like, damn. Yeah.
that's what inspired this question because I was watching
Hmm.
some YouTube video about the
Hmm.
Cincinnati Reds, and there's like no people in that park, so like tickets gotta be like $30 or something
Hmm.
like that.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't know if I would want to fly to Cincinnati because what the hell's going on in Cincinnati? But
Hmm.
I'm sure there's a bunch of other teams that are similar where
Hmm.
they're struggling to fill up a park, so they're giving tickets away for cheap.
Hmm. Well, it's like my friends in university were telling me that because they had parents who went down to Minnesota or to Phoenix for the winter, and they just go down and meet them, right? Well, the Coyotes tickets were like dollars to go to, like, not sure they're nosebleeds, but you're paying like $4 to go watch a hockey game. Like that's stupid. Like here you're paying 100 times that amount just to go watch a game against some team. Like I spent $300 for 2 tickets for the Oilers a few weeks ago. I'm like, that was an expensive night,
Right.
Christ. Yeah.
Yeah. But you wouldn't fly to somewhere just to see an Oilers game. It'd be like,
No, God, no.
It'd be like, well, they're playing right now, and I can get a cheap ticket. That'd be why not? Something to do that night. But
like really, if like, oh, we're going. Like my brother went to Nashville, and it was during playoffs, and they got playoff tickets to go, and I think it was like second or third round. So like, none of them are they're hockey guys, sure, but they don't really care either way who wins or loses. But they said it was one of the best times of their lives because it was a cheap ticket and they had a blast, and it was in Nashville watching hockey. It's like it was a dream. It's like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah,
yeah, I'd love to catch a Jays game or a Raptors game too.
You want a Raptors game, yeah. Yeah, they're all done for this year, unfortunately, eh?
Plus, like, if you show up at like a Jays game or something when they're doing warm-ups, you could probably get an autograph pretty easily if you just kind of go down by the field and like, hold up a sign, I flew from Alberta, come see you guys, and you just yell at them, and I'm sure you'll get
something. Yeah, you get something. Yeah. Oh, if yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to do that for sure.
Yeah, other stuff. Would you like go to the Olympics or something like that? That's a more expensive thing to do.
That's on my list too as well, because if it does come back to Canada anyways again too, that'd be easier. But I have friends who went to Vancouver for a week or so to watch that, and that was a blast too as well. So,
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to some Ask Reddit questions here. I'll do a couple. What is a topic you absolutely cannot give a fuck about? First question on here.
God. I mean, what? It's stuff we talked about before, but I'm trying to think of something new that we haven't talked about that I just care about. I'm starting to get that way about this whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff.
Yeah.
I'm okay, like I get it, like it was crazy shit. And to me, a lot of the stuff that's coming up about us still is like this wouldn't like no judge in their right mind is like seeing this stuff and be like, okay, enough is enough, for fuck's sakes. Like there's lots of evidence here, like they're both kind of nuts, but there's one person in particular that's very fucking nuts. So time to end this. And they just keep fucking ringing it through the ringer right now. I'm just done with it.
Yeah. Something that
a lot of like the last screenshots, this last few weeks, there's like just got like people in the stand listen to these lawyers and their questions are like, "Can care, man? Like you're twisting my words. You're just making me sound awful when I never fucking said it to begin with." It's like this is just awful, and everyone should be ashamed. But still going.
Yeah, I think that's kind of similar too. Like anything that just seems to drag out forever.
Yeah,
it's just like I'm tired of talking about.
Tired of this. Yeah.
COVID talk.
Yes.
That's another one. Like, how many times can you reiterate the same point on your stance on COVID bans? Like, I don't care anymore.
I don't care anymore. That's like we're all coping, man. Like we're all doing what we can. Like it sucks, we get it, but like let's just move the fuck on and try to figure something out because enough is enough here.
Right. What is the best series on Netflix?
While it's still there, I would say like Netflix original or just on Netflix?
It just says on Netflix.
On Netflix, Avatar.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Pretty
very
good.
Very darn good, yep.
I'm going to say one. I mean, it's not the best, but I'll just one that's maybe not heard of all much is American Vandal. It has 2 seasons.
In that?
It's got a rotating cast between the first and second season besides 2 people, but the main kid from the first one, I forget, he's in a couple things, but it's basically like a murder documentary, but it's about a high school prank, and it's just hilarious. Both seasons are fucking funny. First season is about trying to find out who spray painted a bunch of dicks on the teachers' cars, and the second season is about.
It's mockumentary style.
Yeah.
I recognize this guy. I recognize some of these actors. So.
Yeah. And,
okay.
Yeah, that show is freaking hilarious, and it's one of the shows that I was so upset.
I think I've seen
when Netflix canceled it.
Yeah, I think I've seen that, and thought it was like some other like another bullshit Netflix documentary. Like, oh yeah, whatever. But now seeing it, but they canceled it. Like, oh,
they
that
canceled.
makes
It's
sense.
only the first two, so yeah. But it's
Netflix is
totally
going through,
scripted, but it's hilarious.
Going through a transition right now, and it's not looking good for them. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the instant karma moment in your life? Have you ever had instant karma? I'm trying to think if I can.
I'm sure I know I've seen it 1,000 times, but I can't now. Of course, when we recall it, I can't. Let's see, what's one that I've had?
Yeah, I don't know.
I know I've had them, but like.
Bad question.
Tough question because it's
it is.
of course performance pressure. Like, oh yeah, that happen to me. I'll never forget it. Also, like now recalling it, it's like I forget it. I don't know. Dang it. What else we got? I think it'll come to me. I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah.
What fictional character do you love but would hate in real life?
Ooh.
Probably like Homer Simpson or something like you.
I've been watching lots of Family Guy clips. And I'm like, yeah, Peter Griffin's definitely an asshole.
You would not want to be friends with him.
You would not want to be friends with him. No. I just watched it the other day just for nostalgia reasons, but like probably Indiana Jones. I just watched it. I'm like, this guy's actually a bit of an ass, but yeah, knows his stuff. But he's a dick to his students, and if just to randomly disappear all of a sudden just to go on an adventure, like, okay, like you have a class to teach tomorrow. Okay, cool, thanks, bye.
Well, I guess I got a freaking sub for the rest of the year. God damn it.
I guess, yeah, shit. I watched number 3 the other day. I'm like, oh yeah, this movie. I haven't watched it in a while, and wow, what a dick.
Probably like a Peter Parker or something, like somebody, if you didn't know he was Spider-Man or something. You'd like be the same as like all the characters. Like, man, fucking Peter Parker. He never comes around. He's like,
yeah, exactly,
promising shit, and he's never shown up.
Pretty much any superhero at that point be the same way with his secret identity. Never shows up on time. Bruce Wayne be the same fucking way. Yeah,
what an ass. So he said we're gonna go see Star Wars, the late show, and he didn't show up. God, what an ass.
No, what an ass. Something came up. Oh yeah, like every time. Yeah. Yeah.
Try to find one more here. What's your no one will believe this true story?
I think I told my flying lights or my UFO story. That's probably my no one will believe the story that actually happened. Yeah.
I don't remember this.
I'm confident. Oh, I never told you about. I'm sure I talked about this before. We have had it 200 episodes by now, so it's all been it's all been going over. Yeah, driving the one night from a party. I'm stone cold sober, just like 1 o'clock in the morning, clear, cool fall night, like in October, November, and I see like what looks like it was a triangular shape, and it was 5 lights, all like a perfect triangular formation, flying overhead with like just not they weren't bright, but they were all moving in unison very slowly, very, very like just like a few hundred feet up in the air, and they were in perfectly triangular form. And then and sat and watched this. It was going pretty fast. So I'm like, if it wasn't like a jet's information, that would make sense. But like, it wasn't. I've seen jets in the air at that altitude. They're going way faster than that. They were going slow, 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 slow. So I'm like, hey, what the fuck, man? What the fuck was that? Freaked me out. So they weren't flashing. They weren't blinking. They weren't like airplane lights where they flash all the time, right? It's just like a light balls in the sky just flying over, perfect formation in the triangular shape.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I have one. That is no one will believe this. It's a true story. I mean, there's a time where I cheese my way into getting a free Xbox One, but that's
what?
I like scanned a bunch of Doritos packages and stuff like that for codes.
What?
And then and then I got a phone call from one day. My caller ID is like Pepsi Canada,
PepsiCo.
and I'm like,
yeah.
the fuck? They answer this. Like, hey, you want a Xbox One? You got to do a skill testing question or whatever.
What was the question?
It was like just doing like a little basic math problem
Yeah.
or whatever. It's like add this number, then take the answer, multiply it, then take the answer, divide it, kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know. It's one of the
Well, how did you get a hold of so many codes for Doritos though? What'd you do?
I used to work at a grocery store.
Oh, holy! That's cheesing it, I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, they didn't ask you what you did for a living, and then would have put two and two together. Like, oh, maybe he scanned a bunch up from work.
Hey, it says no purchase necessary, man.
It does, yeah.
I don't know. So they didn't care. It was like one of those times where they're like giving away an Xbox a day or something like that or whatever. Which they don't do anymore, which makes sense, I guess. Maybe like in the future when Xboxes and stuff are more cheaper, but
yeah,
not right now anyways.
No, not an Xbox. What's it called? The One S now?
Well, there's the Xbox Series S and Series X.
Series, that's what it is.
Yes, the Series S is just the one that has.
I'll admit too, saying that as well. I remember like even when the PS3 and PS4 came out, like when they first came out too, there was lots of like little giveaways. There was lots of little stuff to win one or get one somehow. I'm seeing none of that at all for PS4, PS5, or Xbox at all these days.
Yeah,
like that's hardly any just right now. I don't think of that I've seen recently. Hard enough to get a PS5. You think there'd be like someone catching in on that and being like, buy a product, you could win one, or we're giving them a bunch out. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw on the internet because I was just checking prices on Xbox Series X, but they have this program that's kind of like a cell phone plan kind of thing where you pay, I think it's $40 a month over 2 years, and you get an Xbox Series X, and you get Game Pass Ultimate for those 2 years as well.
$40 2 years.
It like works out to being like $960.
Yeah, you're paying a fuck of amount. Like an Xbox isn't it half that much?
$600.
Oh, not quite. Not quite.
So like when I first read that, I was like,
30%.
I was like, that's a lot of money. But like, including the Game Pass Ultimate into it, that itself is like $13 a month on its own. Okay. So like, it actually like if you subtract it, I think you're only paying like $40 more.
That's it. Yeah.
For the Xbox, really. So I was like, that's not
That's not that bad actually. You put it that way, yeah. Because it'd be $260 for 2 years plus $600. Yeah, it's not that bad. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we did it. We did a whole podcast. Look at us. We're pros.
Look at us. Yeah.
What do we got coming up Wednesday? Just another regular podcast, I guess. We'll see if Tyler can join us.
Hopefully he can. Yes. Hopefully the work goes well. Yeah.
He'll be if he will, he'll be in his camp room there. So, be remote corresponding again. And yeah. I got our trivia punishments in on Friday, so.
Good Lord.
So next week we'll have a trivia episode. We're guaranteeing it. Unless Tyler has to go somewhere.
Uh-oh.
So
no likey.
Maybe Friday, depending on Tyler's schedule and all that stuff, but we'll see. Next week for sure though. It'll be out. All right.
I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be. Like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Comment, share with a friend. If you're listening on a podcast service, leave us a rating. Subscribe to the feed. Then head over to our Facebook page. Like the page. Submit a question for next month's Ask Us Anything. Thank you to all who did this month. Not too many of you, but we always appreciate it. And
thank you.
Yeah, this I guess this week we're gonna be doing our monthly wrap up as well. So we'll see. We'll try and get Tyler on for that. So, that'll do it. Adios. Goodbye. We'll talk to you later.
See you guys.